Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. It's Cathy here, and I'm here to show you a few things that I made with a tag that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I'm going to do a tutorial on the tag journal, but I just wanted to show you these cute little teacher gifts that I made with them as well. The teacher gifts are a large tag with a photo of best teacher ever. I got the photo from Pinterest. It was free, and downloaded it and printed it on 5x7-inch photo paper, glossy. And then I just embellished it. It comes with the ribbon already. And then I covered the back and put a little envelope that will hold a gift card. So I thought it would make a cute teacher gift. I'm going to sell them at my craft fair for around $5. I thought they were really cute. So I'm going to put those aside, and I'll show you the journal that I've made out of the same tags. It's a little Christmas journal. I thought it was adorable. It's has a ribbon closure. It's held together with a loose leaf ring with some ribbons. And I haven't quite finished embellishing it, but I'll show it to you. Here I have a little pocket with a little card. And throughout I'm going to put little envelopes and things. This one has if I can get it out, has a little sticker they could put elsewhere. And that's pretty much it. It has Christmas paper and solid cardstock. And that's about it. I'm going to show you how to do this. These are fun to make, and I think they'll make really cute little stocking stuffers. Great to make Christmas lists on and take them with you. Last minute gifts for someone you may have forgotten to keep on hand. So I thought it was really cute. Let me show you what I used for materials. Let me put this aside. First of all, here's my list of materials. If some of you might want to freeze it and do a screenshot of it. I used Christmas cardstock, and this cardstock I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It was half price, and it's 8.5 by 11, which is perfect for this project. Then I also purchased at Hobby Lobby some solid cardstock. It comes in a packet with 2 different color greens, 2 different color reds, white. So I used that. And you're going to need 7 pieces of the pattern cardstock and 5 pieces of the solid color cardstock. Then you're going to need the loose leaf ring, one of them. This is a 1-inch one. You could use some that are a little larger. I buy mine in bulk, but you can find them at the Dollar Tree, 8 for $1. I think they might be 1.5 inch. I'm not sure. You're going to need some kind of ribbon to put on if you want to put on the ring. I thought it made it nice and cute. Then you're going to definitely need a hole punch. I use this one. You can use any kind of hole punch that you choose. I also purchased some stickers at Dollar Tree for just embellishments. I think they're really cute. I try to pick some up every year. This one I didn't get at Dollar Tree. This one I got at Hobby Lobby, the reindeer, and they were I think they were 40% off. But these at Dollar Tree were $1, of course. And I'm also going to use a bell on the one we make. I think I'll put it in the ribbon. And then you might want to use a 1-inch hole punch if you plan to put pockets in. In mine, I think I showed you where I put a little notch in the pocket up here. So that's helpful. You don't have to use one. You can actually cut a V with your scissors. And let's see, it would be a good idea to use some sort of cutting tool because you're cutting a lot of paper. But you can use scissors if you'd like. Okay, so those are the materials. You're going to cut 4 pieces of the Christmas cardstock, the pattern cardstock, and they should each measure 4 by 7. So 4 pieces at 4 by 7. That's going to be the outside cover and the inside cover. And all the inside pages, I used 5 pieces of solid cardstock and 5 pieces of pattern cardstock for the inside. Each piece, you get 2 inside pages. So you get a total of, if you use 20 pieces, a total of you don't use 20 pieces. You use 5 pieces of pattern, 5 pieces of solid, and that equals 10. And out of each sheet, you get 2. So you're cutting 20 pieces at 4 by 6 7/8 for the inside. What you're doing is you're cutting the inside pages just a smidge shorter than the cover so everything fits nicely. Okay? So you're going to need a total of 5 cardstock, 7 pattern cardstock because 1 is going to be, 2 pieces are going to be for the cover. Okay? So if I haven't totally confused you, we'll just go through it now. Okay, and this is what where I got the tags. I got them at Dollar Tree as well, which are great. They're made out of almost a masonite rather than a craft board, so they're very sturdy. And I'm just going to take off the cardboard. Hopefully don't cut the ribbon, although it really doesn't matter because I'm not going to use this ribbon. Although you could. And then I'm going to remove the ribbon and put that aside. We're not going to be using it for this. And then what I've done, I've already cut down my cardstock, the covers at 4 by 7, and the inside pages at 4 by 6 7/8. And I've arranged them in the manner that I want them in the book. There'll be a pattern and a solid throughout. This is not double-sided cardstock, which is good because it then gives some more writing space. What I need to do with the pattern, the cover cardstock, I need to cut it and punch holes in everything. So all I do for that, I'm not a measurer. I'm going to line it up and simply, it matters more that it's lined up on the bottom than at the top. And then I'm just going to cut the edges so that it looks like a tag. That's it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this side. And then I'm going to use these as a pattern for the inside, just like that. Cut it off. Cut it off. So it serves as my template. Then I need to measure where the hole is going to be. So the way I do that is I simply, remember I want the bottom to line up. It's more preferable than worrying about the top. I hold it in place, I turn it over, and I'm going to take an awl just to punch a spot. and I punch that spot, I'm going to take all the pages together. That tells me where the hole is supposed to be. And I'm going to punch my hole, if I can line it up. Okay. Now, it's ready to be glued on. And it looks like I'm not quite. There we go. Then what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to use one of these, even though this is 1/8 of an inch longer than this, I'm going to line this up at the top, and I'm going to punch some holes in the papers that I've already cut. And this time I'm lining it up at the top. And I'm trying to get it right lined up. There we go. And then at the same time, I'm going to cut the edges. Whoa, those went flying. And I'm going to continue that process on the other ones. I'm not going to take quite so many because it was a little difficult to cut. And I'm going to cut the hole. I'm using, you know, in my memory keeper, this one has 2 sizes for the hole punch. I'm using the smallest one because the hole in the tag purchased from Dollar Tree is very small. And we're going to keep going with the rest. I split that in half. Make sure it's lined up at the top. Let me move this out of your way here. Keep my spot clean, which you know doesn't happen when I'm not on video. I'm like the worst. I think some of us are, huh? And cut off the tips. And cut off the tips. And one more stack. Oops. There we go. And cut off the tip and the tip. Okay, now it's time to glue the covers in place. So I'm going to move these aside, innards aside, and we're going to glue these in place. We want to make sure that the holes line up. And I'm using art glitter glue. You can use whatever glue you want. I like this because even though I don't have the skinny tip on, I really like this glue. It's one of my favorites. And we're going to put it in place, trying to line up the bottom, but making sure we have the hole in place. And it looks like my hole was a little off. I'm going to see if I can wiggle it. There we go. It's fine. One thing I love about paper crafting is you can always, like, see how it's not quite up to the edge? That's because the paper on the tag wasn't up to the edge. So I like it because you can always correct it. You know, you can either add an embellishment over a mistake. To fix it. Or you can just do it over, but, you know, I have a tendency not to do things over. And make sure you get as close to the edge as you can to the glue, that is. Make sure it's sticking where it's supposed to stick. It's always good to buy your, I guess, your holiday paper, you know, at the end of the season, which I never do. So I didn't think, even at half price, I did not think this paper was as cheap as it should be, but that's just me. And you know, if you like what's there, you could always use that as the cover. It's very cute. I just like to alter it a bit since I'm making it, but you really don't have to. They had cute ones. They have a couple of sayings on different ones. Originally, I bought them to make the teacher tags to sell at my craft fair. I always like to have like inexpensive items. And I was sitting here today thinking, oh my gosh, I can make a Christmas journal out of it. So there I did. Sometimes I take these off. Don't really have to, but I did. Lost the hole there. There we go. Let's get it over to the edge. Okay, that's the covers, and we're going to embellish that later. Now all you have to do is, I am going to put a little pocket here before I move on, and you have when you're cutting this, your pattern paper out and all your paper, you're going to have these extra strips that aren't quite 4 inches wide. You could use them inside, it really doesn't matter, or you can, I'm going to use it just as an embellishment. And I think I have some others that were cut from the other one I did. But I think I'm going to use this one. And it's a little bit too big. Not much. There, and then I'm gonna cut a notch. You know what I'm gonna do? I wanna show you how to do the notches if you don't have one of these. If you don't have one of these, what I do is simply, I don't crease it, but just so I know the center, and then just cut a little notch, like a V. And you can have it like that. I'll put that on. So, you know, don't go out and, you know, if you don't want to, don't go out and buy a hole punch, because it ain't necessary. Sometimes there are too many tools and we forget, you know. It certainly makes it easier, I have to admit, but that wasn't too hard to cut a little V, and I think it looks fine. And I'm going to put a little card while we're here. And I'll put one of these. Have to cut it a little bit. And I didn't tell you need a corner rounder. I have the Memory Keepers one. I am going to use it, but you don't have to. I kind of like the way rounded corners look on some of the cards. I don't do it on all the cards. Plus, I love the way it sounds. That's so weird. I know. There you go. And maybe I could put the... Well, I couldn't put the bell there because... But I could put a ribbon there, right? Make it a tag within a tag. I'm gonna cut a little ribbon while we're here. And there we go. Oops. And just cut that off. Slip that in there. I think that's kind of pretty. Okay. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to open up our ring, which is sometimes kind of hard. Geesh. And I'm pretty strong. Sometimes they're just bad ones. Oh, let me try another one. That one is really too hard, and I'm afraid it's going to break. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be the front. Oh, you see how that's ran over there? I'm going to cut that off. And what's nice about this masonite, it's so easy to line it up to cut it off. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put it through, and I'm going to start adding the inside pages. And let me see. I'm going to go this way. I want to add a green one first. And you don't have to add it one by one. I just like to get it started like that. You know, you can do them just like I do, a couple at a time. Oh, some of my papers, I didn't do the hole punch as well as I could have, but that's okay. And we just keep adding. I'm going to push this through. And you can add any kind of paper that you want here. You could add copy paper. It doesn't have to be cardstock. Whoops. There we go. So go next. This will go next, and we'll put this one next. Then we'll put the cover in place. Whoa. I have to glue that. And then we have it. And that's it. And as you see, I made a mistake here. So I'm going to have to go back in and trim that. But I'm going to do that afterwards just to show you know, how I do. First, I want to show how I do the closure. I'm simply on the back going to take another piece of paper. I don't like that. Maybe this one. And I think I'm going to close it in a thicker ribbon. Let me see what I have. No, I don't like that. Let me go back here to my ribbons. It would be pretty as a kind of nature burlappy ribbon. So if you don't mind giving me a few seconds, I'm going to in my stash here and see if I can find that. You know what I did? It's actually pretty cool. I purchased these mesh bags, labeled them, and I keep them in. I have a big drawer so I can kind of tell what I have most of the time. Okay. Let's see what I have in here. I have a thicker green one, but I think maybe something like that would be nice if I embellish it. And perhaps use this to cover it. So I'm going to just cut a rectangle out of this. Make it a little smaller. There. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to cut off quite a bit. And I'm going to glue this back here generously, as you can see. Doesn't matter if it squishes out because you're putting that cardboard over it. I mean that cardstock over it. I'm going to add a little more to the top and around the edges here. And then we're going to put that in place. It's kind of a woodsy theme, right? And I usually have a wet wipe out. So let me get that. Wet wipes are my friend. To clean it up a little. Clean my hands so I don't smudge. And now that's ready to be tied, but I want to embellish the front a little bit. And let's see what I have. I got some kind of natural looking stickers. So if I can find them, that would be great. Let's see what I have. Oh, I found them. Cool. So I got these at Dollar Tree as well. I think they're so cute. It's going to need a little color around it, I think. a real splash of color. So something, these are some of the scraps I had. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can just, oh, here's a bigger piece. That's better. Let me cut it up this way. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to round the edges. Sorry for all this stuff out. This is probably my favorite tool, this corner rounder, I have to admit. It's easy to use. You know, you don't have to have the strength of Hercules. Let me just glue that here. And then I'm going to put this, because we're going to tie it, so I don't want it to cover it. Looks like that's a little crooked. Put it up there. It has a little sticker thing on the back, but I always like to put glue on, even instead. I usually don't like things centered, but I'm going to center that this time. Let me trim this. It still needs something else up there, but maybe when I add the ribbons at the top, that will make up for it. Let me get the red one going. I'll put a green and red one. I'm just going to tie this under here. Then I want to take the bell and try to get that through. And come back and tie it. And tie it in a knot again so the bell doesn't come off. And I think, I'm not sure, maybe this ribbon will curl a little bit. No, okay, it's good to know. I guess that's only with the paper ribbon. Well, I know it needs maybe something down here. This color? No, it needs something bright. This color? Maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, that helps a little bit. What happened to my wet wipe? Oh well. Anyway, it's kind of cute. Oh, I wanted to put a little sticker back there. Let's see, maybe a little Bambi, little Rudolph without the red nose. Little surprise in the back. Well, that's it. That is our journal. Well, I hope it's something you can make. I'm still going to embellish it a bit, but not too much. And I'm going to sell these at my craft fair. I'll probably sell them for $6, maybe 2 for $10. I have to figure out, you know, the cost. So it was $2 for the Masonite tags. Maybe I'll sell them for $7, maybe a little bit more than that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do make this, do me a favor and send me a picture in the comments section. And y'all have a good day. Thanks a lot. Bye.